My name is Layan Al-Hamad, and I started playing the piano since I was 4 years old. We've been playing the piano almost for 8 years. My name is Haya. I'm 15 years old. I started playing the piano when I was 7 years old.
They're very decent, very well disciplined, very well raised by their parents.
We encourage them to pursue areas of passion and areas of skill.
Sending me the video and say, please, Olga, check. I think they have a future.
Challenges became a part of them.
My mom registered us in Life and Music. My grandfather really loved music and he wanted us to learn and become musicians. So my mom registered us and that's when we started our journey. It all started when I was 4 years old and my sister was 7 years old. Our mom introduced us to piano and it did take us a lot of time to notice that is this the right way to go? Like, is this the right thing that would be for us? Like our hobby for a while. And then after playing the piano for a while, we noticed that it was the right way and it's something that's gonna play a really big part in our lives.
They started at a very young age, as I mentioned. Haya was 7 and Leon was 4. It became part of them. It became part of their DNA.
Layan is, I think she's very spontaneous. She's very fast. She wants to go straight away to the stage, sometimes without practicing, but still she likes to go to the stage, and she likes fast pieces and very emotionally running pieces and fast pieces.
We offer them the opportunity to build their confidence and communication through a variety of activities. Growth mindset we're very focused on, which is developing students to believe that they can and that they can overcome all obstacles and setbacks and failures to be even better. So it's that sort of resilient mindset. That's what we foster in all our students, so that they have that belief and they can go on and achieve anything.
In the start, obviously, I was a starter. I didn't quite understand what I was doing or anything. So when I became older, 13 and 14, 15, I started to understand more. I started to feel the emotions in the music more. So I feel like by that time, I felt more connected. I prefer classical music because it's classical music is gives us a story, it shows the story, and when we play it, it's there is actually a story to it and you'll immediately be into the music. I feel like classic music has more of a story. I like how it has emotions in it more than modern music. There's some modern music that actually also has a lot of emotions.
Layan and Haya, they have always, they have this thing happening naturally. It's not like they do this thing to improve, they do that thing to progress. It happens naturally because they are very gifted. They are very, let's say, flexible. They know that there is time where I can, or where I have to focus on my studies. There is time where I can focus on my talent or the thing that I am really good at outside the school. And there's time when I can put the two together and move on.
It's really hard because piano, as I said, it's something really big. It's something that not 15 minutes every day even is not enough at all, because I have to balance piano
with my school and the test and my family and my friends. I just have to make time for everything. So it's something really hard to deal with. But I try to manage.
And Haya is very serious girl, and she's taken very serious pieces, very difficult. It's so challenging for her, but she has such wonderful memory, and she's so disciplined in her head that she memorizes them all. But the repertoire, what she chooses, it's very challenging. Like it's for sometimes it's a repertoire of very well-known musicians of the world. You know, she plays Rachmaninoff, which is already very difficult to read, is it, you know, yeah, but still to memorize it. Yeah, but this is her style.
I prefer playing alone because I feel more focused. I feel like if I have someone around, they might distract me. Obviously, I have to get used to that because when I'm performing in competitions or concerts, there are always people that will be like distracting. But still, like I like to focus first alone, and then I adjust to people distracting me and everything, so that when I actually perform, I don't get like it doesn't disturb my performance.
As I mentioned earlier, both girls have different personalities. To Heya, she's always been drawn to deep meaning in anything that she pursues. So to her, she always looked for the music that touched her. For Leon, on the other hand, she likes whatever goes fast. She likes fast cars, she likes fast music, she likes fast everything. And she tended to always select those pieces that made her move fast and made even her feelings and emotions move fast.
They are beyond expectations, because sometimes you put this kind of expectations for a kid and they surprise you with much more. A normal kid. Imagine with the case of these two girls, I believe that they will go beyond anyone's expectations. Maybe one day they will be performing on the greatest stage, maybe in New York, in the, what's that theater? I can't recall the name. It's the most popular theater in the world. Probably they will be there one day, performing in front of thousands of audience, maybe presenting the Oscars. Yeah. They're almost there, by the way. I see them perform in Paris and other countries, so why not?
It feels nice to have someone that understands everything. Like she understands how the difficulty and how it feels, the emotions. So it's nice to have someone to express my feelings with, and she would understand everything I tell her.
When I was young, I studied the piano for many years, but as I grew up and I pursued other talents and hobbies in my life, I stopped, and it was a very sad thing. So when I gave birth to my two daughters, I made sure that whatever talent that they choose or I choose, that they pursue it. So that's how I enrolled them in music, and specifically the piano. And ever since they started, thankfully they didn't stop yet, and hopefully they will never stop.
My sister and I, it's like even though we're sisters, we're exactly the opposites in many things, especially in our taste in music. Like me, I prefer more really fast and like angry and like a lot of feelings and like fast and complicated and hard. When she just thinks that she likes like deep music, calm music, and like music that is just like easy, smooth. It goes okay. But me, I just want to do everything fast.
Trying to balance being a mother and being a supporter and being keen that they do their piano practice as well as their schoolwork is a struggle. And at times I do have to be strict, and I do have to let them know that there is a fixed timetable that they cannot change. There's time for practice, there's time for homework, there's time for studies, and there's time for other things as well in their lives. But at the same time, I find it very difficult to put added pressure to them, because music is not about pressure. It's not about putting them under stress, because it's all about feeling, it's all about emotion, it's all about expression. If I push them and just tell them go and practice on their piano, they simply wouldn't do a good job.
The hardest thing for me is sight reading, but like getting into a new piece, learning a new piece, first we have to listen to it many times, and then we have to like memorize it. And sometimes I just put the notes in front of me, I listen to it, and then I just point my finger wherever I am.
For example, when I play a new piece, for example, when I play a piece that's more active and similar to other pieces that she plays, because obviously we choose different pieces, but sometimes to learn to play different types of music, I have to choose pieces which are similar to hers as well, with the same techniques. So sometimes I get to ask her about how she adapts to the techniques and how she plays and performs these pieces. So it's helpful to have someone that has advice for me, and I can also give her advice if she's playing pieces that are more similar to the ones that I usually play.
And then I began sight reading first with my right hand. I like the treble clef. We have the treble clef and the bass clef, and they're completely opposite. So first we begin to sight read the left hand and then the right hand, and then we start like 2 bars. We first perfect them with the left and right the hand together, and then we go for the next 2 bars, and then we add them together. And then when we're done with that whole first part, we perfect it with the speed, we perfect it with the dynamics, with the expressions, and like the fingering exactly, because it's not simple. Like many people think at first that playing the piano is just simple, it's moving our fingers and that's it. But it's something completely the opposite, because there's just so much more to it. Like we need to use our eyes to sight read, we need to use our brain to focus exactly on what to do. And even math is in piano, like we have the tempo, which is like the speed. Like we have to keep the speed the same throughout the whole entire piece, which is hard to manage, of course. And we also use like our whole body. We have to move from like side to side, because the piano has 7 octaves, and like we have to move at one of the points. We even cross our hands to play. Like the left hand plays the right hand's part and the right hand plays the left hand's part. So it's something really confusing. We have to move a lot. And also we use the pedal. Sometimes we use 2 feet for 2 pedals. So it's hard to balance everything at once perfectly, and it's hard to manage, but we try to balance everything together.
I would say that usually when we have gifted students, or let's say students who actually do sports or play music, usually this has a negative effect on their studies or academic performance. But this has never been the case with Layan and Haya, because basically they have always been balancing things out, as we said before. So playing music, excelling, acing it, being top or being on top, not just at school but outside the school, this boosts their self-confidence a lot. It made them very, let's say, independent.
School days, obviously, I wake up around like 6. I get ready, I have breakfast. When I finish school and get back home, I have some free time, and then I start studying if I have any exams to prepare for or anything. And I usually like exercising as well. And then I make time for practicing piano, and I have dinner, and then I just like to enjoy my time spending it on Instagram.
Okay, both of them they're wonderful. They work hard. They have a discipline. They have a wonderful mother who support them, because in our profession, we always need the parents to be behind. Otherwise, we are working one by one. We need a parent who will also encourage, because none of the children would like to come home and practice 3 hours a day, which normally they should.
How many hours?
3 hours a day, yeah, daily. And you cannot skip even the weekends, if you have some performances. But of course, the most difficult for everybody is sight reading, as you said, because the music, it's also language. It's like a book. We need to learn how to sight read, how to read this book.
Moms always have two rules: being a good cop and being a bad cop. And it's the same whether it's for school, whether it's for piano, whether it's for any other talent. As the kids grow, we have to instill in them the belief that what they're doing is for themselves and not for others. So whatever they do, whatever time that they invest into their practice, into their work, it is for them in the end. It does become very difficult to manage all that at the same time, because I do need to always keep in touch with their moods, and especially with growing teenagers. They're very moody. Sometimes they want to play, sometimes they don't, sometimes they want to practice, sometimes they don't. So it is very difficult. But the most important thing for me, the way I see it, is to give them room, to give them space, to manage their own time on their own terms, and not to impose on them, and not to make it feel like a stressful issue. Otherwise, the meaning is lost of what they do.
I want to represent Bahrain in other countries, especially Russia, because Russia is the home of classical music, and we've been studying classical music all our lives. We've been playing, that's what we've been doing. So playing with a Russian orchestra is something really big for us, and something that really means a lot to us.
Last year, during one of our live and music concerts, I was honored that the Russian ambassador noticed our music, and he was really impressed by my performance, and especially that I played Russian composer's piece. So I was really delighted that he invited me to perform in the Russian embassy for the Russian National Day.
We started practicing every day. We started practicing even for 2 hours, because it was before our school holiday. Our tests were over, so we had a lot of time. So we practiced for more hours, and every single day we didn't want to skip one day. So we were prepared, and it was just amazing. And after we played with the orchestra in Russia, in Yaroslavl,
I did not expect it at all. It was really a shock that we were gonna perform in Russia, because it's a really huge jump from practicing in live music in an institute, and then suddenly they want us to perform in an orchestra in Russia. And Russia is a country that's well known for their amazing music and composers, and they have everything related to music.
we went backstage, and and lots of people, they came to us, they hugged us, and then they were like, where are you from? And what you did was amazing.
Unique in the fact that they have this talent and skill, which not everyone possesses. But at the same time, they've worked really hard to get where they are. So that needs to remember, they are obviously gifted, but the hard work and passion that goes into it actually sets them apart, from it just being a natural talent. So we celebrate all our students, but we are particularly proud of both of the girls because of the work and dedication that they possess, but not only just that, the fact that they are taking their skills to the international stage, which I think personally is amazing for Bahrain. Bahrain's not really well known for classical music, and I think the fact that both girls are showcasing their talents and showcasing what is coming out of Bahrain is really, really positive.
I am so proud of you, very proud that I had the chance to teach you at some point in your life. You are amazing.
You know, keep being amazing and be happy. That both girls are happy, and that's really nice. You know, they clearly enjoy what they're doing. They clearly enjoy performing, and we're very proud of them. And I know that, you know, this is just the beginning of a very successful journey for them.
Explore the world around and give the music like a gift to all who is around. And of course, make Bahrain proud of them, because they're first Bahraini girl who is bringing the name of Bahrain internationally around the world.
You are doing a great job. I wish when in the future, if I have a girl, I wish they'd be taking the same path. They'd be not like you typically, because everyone is different, but at least get this mindset.
Thank you for all of the support that you always provided for us, and thank you for always being there for us and always trying your best to make us feel less pressured when we're performing in competitions and concerts, especially internationally, when we feel really pressured. Without your support, we wouldn't be where we are, and we wouldn't really feel comfortable, or we would feel more stressed without you.
I thank God that I have a mom like you, because if I had a different mom, I won't have that support that you're giving me, because you're one of a kind, and I just can't do anything without you. Without you, I'm just gonna be lost.